Hey, what's up, guys? It's been 24 hours that Indiana lost to Illinois at Illinois, um, and it's still pretty shocking. Indiana lacks discipline. I've said it in previous vlogs. I've held back some because I don't want to. I am a very supportive person of Indiana basketball. Indiana basketball means so much to me. So I don't want to be too negative, but at the same time, this is all constructive criticism. I mean, I love every player on the team. I love every coach. But I'm very supportive, but I'm also honest. I'm not biased. And plus, being an aspiring coach who wants to coach at the Division I level someday, I have a coaching mindset. I always have, since I was a little kid. So that's just how I am. I am going to say that Indiana most definitely lacks discipline. But before I get into detail about that, let's go over that last inbound play of the game. There was 0.9 seconds left, game tied. Illinois had possession of the ball, they had it inbounded, and they were on their end of the floor. One thing that really bugged me, okay, is you had Waffled, who broke one of the most basic rules in basketball. Something I teach my kids, or, as a coach on some of the teams I've coached. It's the same stuff. I mean, it's one of the basic things that you teach kids. Okay? Keep yourself between your man and the basketball goal. And this is defense, okay? Waffled somehow got outside of the player, and the player was between himself and the goal. So this player had he could just go. So also, what you had going on in that last play, I believe somebody on Illinois set a screen. But the thing is, Zell was he was focused on the person with the ball. And you had 3 or 4 Indiana players focused on one player. And he was completely unaware of the player who slid out and was wide open underneath the basket. So then this player, after the screen was set, everybody's eyes was on the player with the ball instead of this player who I believe Waffle was guarding, I don't know, and he just cut to the basket and he was wide open. So major miscommunication going on Indiana's part defensively. Just I don't know, it's one of the most shocking plays I've ever seen in my life. I have never seen, I've been to high school games this year and I have not seen a defensive breakdown like what happened at Illinois last night with Indiana on that last inbound play. I mean, it was unbelievable. Just no excuse. And the kids that I've coached younger kids, and I don't think they would have messed up that bad. But anyway, major miscommunication defensively on Indiana's part. So I don't know. I don't know what happened. All I know is Zell and everybody was zeroed in on one play. And you can see it throughout the game. There were times where Indiana helped too much. Played help defense a little too much. And I think this was the case too. So that last play was pretty bad. So what I'm going to do, if you've seen my previous vlogs, I've kind of hinted around. In yesterday's vlog, I haven't said it. You know, Indiana, I believe, lacks discipline. And my coaching philosophy is influenced most by Coach Knight. That's what I'm saying. When it comes to discipline, teams that are disciplined, they consistently perform at a higher level. Teams with no discipline or lack discipline, they're pretty inconsistent. I believe, to a certain extent, Indiana is showing lack of discipline. I do understand Shea, he got teed up during the game. I haven't watched the whole game yet, believe it or not, but I guess he was doing some excessive celebrating and stuff, and that ain't good. That just shows a lack of discipline. I think teams that are drilled, okay, like if I were coaching at the Division I level, I would treat my practices like boot camp. I would drill the team all day long on certain things, you know, and they would be pushed, and they'd clearly understand what had to be done. And a lot like Coach Knight did when he was at Indiana, his teams, and I alluded to that in a past vlog when Indiana lost to Wisconsin at home. I was talking about the same thing. Coach Knight pushed his team. He pushed them and drilled them so much that there wasn't too much fluctuation in how they approached different games. Basically what I'm saying is I believe Indiana, you could tell a big difference when they take on Michigan in front of ESPN. They tend to play with more energy. I've seen some inconsistencies. At Purdue, they were pumped. Not so much at Illinois, you know. It just don't seem like they play with the same energy with different games, and that's a sign of, that's not a good sign. But anyway, I do believe Indiana needs discipline. They need to be pushed. And before I end this vlog, I want to talk about a couple statistics. I forgot to talk about this last night. Indiana, at one point, I know they're pretty high up there now, they led the country in free throw attempts per game. They had 14 at Illinois. They have also been turning the ball over and stuff. Oladipo, something else that happened last night. It seemed like he was doing too much, kind of hot dogging it. That turnover at the end of the game, he tried to go behind the back, and he got his pocket picked. Just little stuff like that, the little things, There's no time to pout. They play at Ohio State Sunday. It should be very interesting to see how they do. But like I said, Indiana does need some more discipline. I just don't understand how that inbound play came to pass. I just don't. But we will see if things improve. Indiana most definitely needs to be pushed and needs to play with a lot more discipline. They need to play with the same intensity each possession of every game. That's in Indiana, you ain't seeing that. The last 5 minutes, hardly any movement. There just wasn't any offensive movement of the ball. The last few possessions. There was a point where, and this kind of stands out to me, Illinois had the momentum, okay? I talk about this all the time because it drives me nuts, okay? Illinois had the momentum. They were battling back. They were down by like 4 or something like that, or 6. And what does Indiana do? Waffle, they don't take time off the clock. They should have slowed down the game a little bit at that point. Took a deep breath, got some good ball movement, and made sure that they got a nice open look to the basket. Preferably in the paint, you know. What does Indiana do? They don't even hardly pass. Waffle has the ball and he just takes a 3. I mean, if you hit it, yeah, you might break momentum, but the likelihood of you hitting it is much lower than taking a high percentage shot in the paint. So, a classic example of how good teams get beat. You see it in the tournament every year. I've talked about it in several vlogs in the past, but you have to be able to be aware of what's going on. I mean, the last thing you want to do is just take it down, take a 3 when the momentum shift. And that's what I'm saying. The last 5 minutes, Indiana did not pass the ball hardly at all, and then they took stupid shots like that. Just if a team's coming back on you and there's a big shift of momentum, like I said, the best way to stop it and you know get to feeling comfortable again is take a deep breath, be patient on offense, get good ball movement, pass, make a few passes, and get a good open look in the paint, take a high percentage shot. Now I can live with that if we miss, but do not go down the floor and not pass one time, and not take off any time off the shot clock and just take a 3. Stuff like that drives me nuts. My teams of the future will never, ever do that. If I have it my way, I mean, you know, I see it in high school games, I see it junior high school, I see it at college level. I think I even see it in the NBA. It just does not make sense. Plenty of time left on the shot clock and you just go down. You know, the momentum is in the other team's favor, and I don't know. But anyway, I guess that's my vlog. I wanted this to be a little bit more organized, but my head's still spinning over all this. So, until then, if you're on the East Coast, hopefully you're safe, and I hope everybody gets their electricity back. Big blizzard out on the East Coast. So good luck, and Until tomorrow, peace.